When you're stuck, the hands-down tool of choice is the electric winch. Yes, you can use a high-lift jack, which does an excellent job, or a come-along, but these are labor-intensive, time-consuming, and just don't have the same cool factor as a winch. And if you have an anchor point quite some distance away, or need to winch a long distance, the electric winch is the best answer. A good winch will work in any weather to pull a rig out of mud, snow, sand, rocks, and up steep grades. But before we get into how to use the winch, let's talk about winch selection. We'll focus on electric winches, since that is nearly always the type of winch best suited for use on backcountry exploration rigs. Winches are rated by their pulling power in pounds of force. As a rule of thumb, but not one cast in concrete, you need a winch with a power rating 1.5 times the weight of your loaded trail rig. Most Jeeps and SUVs are well served with a winch between 8,000 and 9,000 pounds. If you have a larger rig or use a winch commercially, much more powerful winches are available, but normal use for most of us dictates something in the 9,000-pound range. Specific information about winches is available on the winch manufacturer's websites. All of the major domestic winch companies make a strong and reliable product. We have used winches from several manufacturers and have no complaints about any of them. We have the most experience with the Super Winch products, using their 9,000-pound capacity unit on 2 rigs in every conceivable situation with absolutely no problems. One winter day last year, we recovered 9 rigs, pulling them out of deep, slushy snow using a super winch. One truck weighed well over 6,000 pounds and was buried to the frame in slushy, heavy snow. We managed to pull it out, though we did need a Snatch Block to double the pulling power of the super winch. We probably had a load in excess of 15,000 pounds before the truck popped free of the snow. We'll focus on electric winches, since that is nearly always the type of winch best suited for use on backcountry exploration rigs. Winches are rated by their pulling power in pounds of force. Some other factors when selecting a winch include the clutching mechanism. You really want to be able to pull and release loads under power. There are times that you'll need to lower a load from a grade, and some winches will not allow you to do this. This can happen with a rig that is broken down, for example an engine that will not run on a rig with power brakes, means that the braking system may not allow a vehicle to safely back down a steep slope. Lowering the vehicle with a winch will get the job done, but the winch must power the load in or out. You also should have an automatic locking device when the winch is not in operation but still under load. The locking should be 100%. Sealed motors and electrical connections are desirable for use in severe weather and if you drive in muddy conditions or cross streams or other water-filled areas. Series-wound electric motors seem to be more reliable, and the gear drive on the winch runs smoother with a planetary gear set. When shopping, compare features and performance. Compare line speeds at different loads and also make note of the amperage draw at varying loads. Make sure you have a battery up to the task. Winches can place significant loads on batteries. Once you have selected a specific winch, be sure to acquire the accessories you need to take full advantage of the capabilities of the winch. A remote control is a must. You do not want to be near the winch when it is under load, just in case a winch cable or attachment should snap. And you do want to be able to control the winch from the driver's seat so you have access to all of your rig's controls, whether you are pulling yourself or another rig free. Next is the Fairlead or hawse in your winch. This is the device that guides the winch line into the winch spool and can have considerable forces acting on it. A roller Fairlead has 4 steel rollers that reduce drag on the winch line as it spools in. Roller Fairleads are heavier, but if you select a steel cable winch line, you need to have a roller Fairlead. An aluminum hawse will wear very quickly with a steel cable and possibly damage the cable over time. An aluminum hawse is ideal for synthetic winch rope since there is much less drag and you do save a little more weight. You should also have a Snatch Block or pulley block, which you can use to double the pulling power of your winch or to turn the direction of the winch line if necessary, and it often is. Most winch manufacturers offer accessory kits with tree saver straps, pulley blocks, shackles, and gloves along with winches. These kits are a good idea since all items are compatible with that brand of winch. A winch is useless unless you have the gear to attach it to something to pull against. Every connection section needs to have a load rating exceeding the pulling power of your winch. You really do not want a shackle, strap, or chassis attachment point to fail. A failure can create deadly projectiles, which are easily catapulted through the air and can cause serious damage or injury and even death, so be aware. If you have a 9,000-pound winch capacity, you need accessories that exceed that rating. Using the 9,000-pound winch as an example, you should use a minimum of a 3/4-inch bow or D-ring shackle, which has about a 9,500-pound load rating with an ultimate strength of over 47,000 pounds. Bow shackles should be used to attach the hook end of your winch line to an anchor point or to another vehicle. We prefer domestically manufactured bow shackles just because we have a little more confidence in the materials and the actual strength. Next, you need an attachment point on a vehicle. Toe points should be on the chassis. If you have a good strong winch bumper or rear bumper designed for four-wheeling and it has a built-in attachment for shackles, by all means use those. Nearly all vehicles now come with tow hooks on the chassis, but be aware, many of these tow hooks are not adequate for winching. If the hook looks flimsy, don't use it. It should be at least as substantial looking as a 3/4-inch bow shackle. If your rig has a tow hitch receiver, use a bracket that is designed to fit into the receiver and that holds a bow shackle. Typically, these are more than adequate for the job. We'll delve into vehicle attachment points more a little later. Finally, you'll need a point to attach to away from a vehicle, like a tree, large rock, another rig, or other object. The most common attachment point in the backcountry is a tree or rock. Never loop a winch line around a tree trunk or rock. You will damage the tree, often destroying it with a winch line, and the winch line can pull under a rock, dislodging it and causing a serious problem. In either case, use a strap, not a chain, around the tree trunk or rock. And if you really care about the environment, use a 3-inch wide tree saver strap. A 3-inch strap is stronger, and it also spreads the load over a larger area, which protects the tree bark and reduces chafing on large rocks. A bow shackle is then used through the loops at the end of the tree saver strap. The winch line hook snaps onto the bow shackle. But if there is nothing to attach to, like another vehicle, rock, or tree trunk, you need a winching ground anchor like the pull pal, which digs into the surface, providing a secure anchor point to pull against. A winch is useless with nothing to pull against.